Wow, well, if you think it's a busy start of the weekend, it has certainly been a very busy week, and we're talking about the social media trends. And who better to unpack what's happened than with Lorato Tshenkeng, who is the founder of Decode Communications. If I'm sounding fast and not even bothering to greet you, it's because you know what kind of news day we have. So certainly it's going to set the pace for next week. But if we reflect on what has been some of the big pieces and stories of the week that's passed, without a doubt, Janusz Valush.
Absolutely. The news there from the Concord last week that he was going to be released on the 1st was always going to rub people the wrong way. And of course, we know a lot of us who, at least when he was sentenced to death, of course, with the new dispensation, therefore, it was then committed to being a life sentence in prison, right? Of course, a lot of angry people. But what was interesting and really what got the social media buzz yesterday was the EFF impromptu march. Generally, people always put out posters, and then there's going to be a big shutdown. They literally just in the morning woke up, closed the N1, one of the busiest highways in the country, and people were, the sentiment therefore was, perhaps this is the kind of thing that we need to take back. That is not good if you consider that there's a lot of lawlessness that is happening, and this kind of thing may be enabling what we do not want as South Africans.
What's so interesting about the trends this week, it's almost each, because normally trends have a lifespan and then they die down. Yes. Almost each and every one of the ones we're talking about tonight are going to loom large over South African society. Let's go straight then to the ANC NEC. And I want to set the scene very quickly by just reflecting on developments today.
The meeting did not even start because the meeting itself started in a wrong footing. We had a national chairperson speaking to you guys, preempting the outcome of the meeting, and then we got to the meeting, and then many issues were raised about the report itself, which was not processed by the officials and NWC of the ANC, and also the report itself that was going to be discussed in the absence of the president, who is a deployee of the ANC. So there were many mixed feelings. The contradictions between the TG and the national chair in addressing the issue of the absence of the president itself caused contradictions. So it created this situation of us not sitting or concluding or even start the meeting itself.
So NEC in its wisdom today decided that they would like that report to be given to the officials of the ANC first. The officials must process it, convene an NWC. Once the NWC is done, we will convene the NEC, and we should do this before the 6th of December. So between tomorrow and Sunday, we'll do all that. And the meeting felt, let's not discuss today. Let's adjourn to allow the officials to meet NWC and then come back. So we'll come back to the NEC before the 6th.
I'm more than ready to deal with the processes when they come to Parliament. There are rules, there is a constitution, and we have to follow the right processes as outlined by the rules, as outlined by the constitution. At the moment, I don't have any position to communicate with caucus because the NEC still have to process this matter. How are you going?
All right, this was earlier this afternoon. Members of the ANC NEC and the man who wears many hats, Paul Mashatile, aka, and you know the rest. Yes. That's certainly going to be a story that looms large, but there was a significant build-up this week. We're going to play some tweets for our viewers, but you can talk over those, Lorato.
No, absolutely, man. And the biggest moment was always going to come with the report from former Chief Justice Ngcobo, right? That, the recommendations, or at least, set the scene for the week. Interestingly, for Cyril Ramaphosa, he would call it a week, a week of two halves. In the beginning of the week, he talks about, this green hydrogen, the promise of, energy. South Africa, we are on a good trajectory. Even international counterparts who were here, they were saying South Africa is going to be, the kind of partner they are looking for. A day later, Iman, he was here where now, there's a matter of there was going to be a family meeting yesterday, then it was not going to be. The spokesperson of the presidency had to come out and say, I apologize for having created an impression that there was going to be a family meeting. Of course, the biggest issue was, then the NEC that was meant to meet yesterday did not and went on today. The interesting conversation on social media has been And again, unlike anything that has to do with former President Jacob Zuma, there's not the people who are pro-President Cyril Ramaphosa, they are not coming guns blazing. They are protective. They're saying, give the process a chance. And it's interesting that there is not that kind of, forceful pushback.
Yeah, we're going to put our tackies on now, Lorato, for a sprint towards the finish. I want to hear some voice notes on this issue.
I am 11 years old and speaking on behalf of my grandmother. President Ramaphosa has been dedicated ever since he was elected. The money that was apparently stolen was his own money. I feel that what happened was not our business because it happened on his own farm, and I hope he won't resign because he is our only hope.
Good afternoon. My view is that Ramaphosa must not resign, must not go anywhere. We are still happy with his leadership because even if he can resign, there is no better thing that we're expecting from other leaders. So he still is the better leader now. He must continue leading us. This is Bambero from Pizana.
Hi, I don't see anything wrong that Ramaphosa has done because the money he had is not SASA or whatever, it's his money. So why must he resign? Really, hatred and jealousy won't take us anywhere.
It's certainly going to build momentum, that particular topic, throughout the course of the week. I want to quickly, so we've covered Janusz Valush, we've covered the ANC, NEC, but just a little bit more to squeeze out more, because who doesn't like to watch Samkela Maseko in action? All right, we're going to come back to that because I think it's an apt note on which to end our little chat. But Lorato, an important moment for the country. We've got issues of racism that were trending this week. Belinda Magor, Phala, of course, without a doubt, some of the top headline issues. We're going to look probably at the business impacts continuing through the week around the issue. Parliament. What are some of your predictions for what some of the top hashtags are going to be this week? Go.
I suspect one, Mkhwebane is going to continue to trend, and because his issue in Parliament continues, Phala will be with us for a long time. Depending on what happens on Sunday at the NEC meeting, the ANC, NEC will continue to trend. Of course, in the new week, and I'm not sure whether we're going to see some drama again with the Senzo Mayor trial. That may be another one that, again, may just shake us as we go into the new week.
Lots of water for our poor country. Parched is the poor country as we continue to talk about all of these important matters. And the conversation doesn't end, thankfully, for this segment, which looks at the social media trends. Lorato Tshenkeng, who is the founder of Decode Communications, hopefully back with us again next week.